Since the current generation Predator was released, the Pred Strike, the Predator 24, the 30, whatever on earth it is supposed to be called, there has been nothing but positive review after positive review after positive outlook on this particular boot, starting with this one, the Predator 30. Incredible looking, the fold-over tongue was back. We are all very, very excited. And over time, we've all put out reviews, myself included. This boot is amazing. Is this a contender for the best boot of 2024? Well, it seems that while all of the performance characteristics seem great, the durability might not be. There has been a steady influx onto social media, Facebook groups, Instagram groups, and people directly sending pictures to me of issues with the Predator Soleplate. Now, I am personally lucky enough that this hasn't happened to me with what has become my used pair, my usable pair, which are the teaser Pred Strike Elites without the tongue. However, I'll put the pictures up on screen, but it seems like we have a problem with the Soleplate. There is a lot of images of cracking around this area here, around these studs, and across the top. Now, one or two of these you just dismiss. It happens. It's an unfortunate side effect of the mass market production of performance products. There will be some that are faulty. Let's call them faulty, but you are covered by warranty, or at least you should be. And before we get too deep into why there might be this issue with the Soleplate, we definitely need to discuss warranty and overall buying practices in relation to that. Adidas provides you with a warranty. If you buy from Adidas, or you buy from an authorized, recommended Adidas retailer, somebody like maybe Unisport, ProDirect, you have proof of purchase, and your boots break, Adidas will replace them for you, or they will at least give you a voucher to the value of those boots so you can go out and buy new ones. Now, we all know that the Adidas Predator, every single colorway so far, has sold out. Now, part of this is just high demand, and part of it is scalpers, people who've been going on, buying them up in order to try and sell them at an inflated price, whether that be on Instagram, whether that be on eBay. They're trying to make a quick buck, and people are generally desperate to get hold of the tongue variation of this. Now, this isn't necessarily a problem with the non-tongue versions, but particularly the tongue variation of this, people are desperate to get hold of, and they're paying inflated resale prices, 300, maybe 350 pounds, euros, dollars. It's an expensive boot to buy. Now, you may be willing to spend that money, but there's a bigger problem at large when you do. You've bought that from a reseller. Most resellers who are doing this, who are buying from retail stores in order to add 50 to 100 pounds to the price and then resell them onto you, are not going to offer you any kind of return policy. You're going to say, hey, I bought these from you, they're broken, I want my money back, or I want them replaced. And resellers can feel like, unlucky mate, there is nothing I'm going to do for you. Same applies to eBay. You're going to buy them, you might within a certain amount of time be able to try and claim through eBay, but most of the time you're not going to be successful. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to be buying boots, particularly the current Predator, because of a potential issue that we have identified, do it through an authorized retailer. Try and avoid going through resellers, going through eBay or other auction type sites where you have no comeback. Get your boots through somewhere where if something goes wrong, you can send them back, and at minimum, get yourself a voucher to get yourself a replacement pair. So let's go back to the damage that we're seeing and maybe the reasons why we're seeing it. It's all in this forefoot area, and that's kind of to be expected because that's where you're going to get the most flex and the most bend. And this is a reasonably stiff sole plate, which also means potentially a little more brittle. That may mean it's more inclined to break, and it even has areas of reinforcement here, which are potentially putting more stress onto these areas here. Now, sometimes I'd completely write this off as maybe a particular colorway issue, a launch colorway issue maybe, because these things can be amended and tweaked over time. But I've seen this on 3 colorways so far. I've seen it on the black and white, the kind of more classic one. I've seen this on the teaser one, and I've seen this on the whiteout, 4 colorways, and the blackout. So this is clearly a problem across the board. Now, do bear in mind that the number of cases I've seen is probably 10 maximum. Now, that is a huge number to come across social media and make their way to me personally. However, when you consider how many pairs of boots are sold, that's a very small number. But at the same time, obviously, I don't see every single pair of boots that are sold, and not everybody's going to post about it on social media in boot groups that I'm a part of. So the number of cases, definitely more than 10, but at the same time, it might not quite be an epidemic, which is why I'm not having a huge rant about this. I'm telling you to be careful and buy from authorized retailers. However, with that said, this isn't the only issue we've seen with the new Predator in terms of quality control and durability. A friend of mine, Holtz Boots, and another friend of mine who have both had the same issue around the heel counter, where the heel counter has started to become detached from the boot over wear time. The boot has just separated out here, and it just seems like it's not been glued properly. Again, this is a quality control issue. And when you consider that you've got that combined with the issues we're having with cracking and breaking in the forefoot, it overall doesn't start to look great for Adidas and what is a brand new flagship product that really is driving their football boot department right now. However, there is one thing that almost, I think, actually every single one of these breaks has in common, and it's the surface that the boots are being used on. Almost every single issue I've seen have been from boots used on AG surfaces. Now, this is an FG boot, but by all accounts, even in my own review, I said that the stud pattern as a whole, the stud length, the stud shape, should be absolutely fine for use on an AG pitch. But does it stand up durability-wise on an AG pitch? AG pitches are far harsher on boots. You get a higher temperature, there's more abrasion, there's more friction, and generally they will damage your boots and make them degrade a lot faster. With this particular generation of Predator, Adidas seems to have made a lot more of an effort and given you more options when it comes to AG boots. They have the AG plate for a 3G pitch, like a nice rubber crumb pitch. Then they also have a plate for a slightly less nice and older style pitch. They've given you multiple options. Is one of the reasons that they've done that because they know that this boot isn't going to stand up to the rigors of AG pitches. So they've given you plenty of alternative options, and by ignoring that, people have actually caused damage to their boots. Now, do bear in mind, everything I've just said about warranty goes out of the window if you're using your boots on a surface that isn't recommended. If it's an FG boot and you use them on AG, Adidas, Nike, anybody will pretty much tell you you used your boots incorrectly. We're not going to do anything about it. So be very, very careful. And with this in mind, if you are buying your Preds to use on an AG pitch primarily, then maybe make sure you're buying the AG plate. With that said, even on an incorrect field for the plate that you've got, some of these boots seem to have fallen apart or cracked within 2 or 3 uses, a couple of hours on a surface, which even if you are using them on the wrong surface, absolutely shouldn't be the case. The boots should be built better than that. So with this new durability information come to light, should you boycott the Pred? Should you go and spend that money you've been squirreling away for a brand new pair of Elite FTs and spend it elsewhere? Well, there's not enough evidence. It clearly is an issue one way or another, but there is definitely not enough evidence to say, do not go out and buy the Predator. There is enough evidence to say, be cautious. Make sure you're buying from authorized retailers where you've got some kind of guarantee or warranty, and also make sure that you're buying the correct plate for the surface that you're going to play on.